Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mohammed Bazi. I'm a current undergrad student at Wayne State University. Today, I'm here to talk about the effects of ransomware. The specific purpose of my speech is to inform everyone about the effects of ransomware. The main idea that I'm going to go ahead and base this all around is, just to inform everyone about the effects of ransomware, how it spreads, and how it affects everyone more than they think, as well as inform everyone, how they can prevent their personal data from being stolen or held hostage. I will be briefly discussing how cyber criminals have greatly advanced with encrypting students' data, the effects of having your data encrypted, as well as the growing statistics of this matter ever since universities have switched to online learning, especially. Oh my gosh. Uh, I'd have to say that the topical order organizational pattern kind of bounces off itself. Ransomware is a serious and growing issue. Many individuals, universities, and students face a dangerous threat to the safety of their personal information in the form of ransomware. With colleges being run online, cyber criminals have greatly advanced with new ways of encrypting data and making students and colleges pay large amounts of money to get that data back. It's stories, that I've read and I actually dove deep into, and I was stunned myself, finding all this out. After doing much more research on the matter, I understood the seriousness of this issue, and as a fellow college student, I feel that we all need to be aware of this matter and work together to prevent it from happening to us. Ever since, Wayne State, for example, ever since it's gone to online, um, everything being online due to COVID, we've noticed a lot of more two-way authentication, more of the Duo app that we all have to approve and decline our logins. Those are good ways to step up, but this is still an ongoing situation that we need to discuss. Most universities in the United States have now switched to online learning due to the COVID-19 pandemic. With colleges being run online, ransomware has been growing rapidly and has affected many students in colleges by encrypting the data and making them pay a ransom to get their personal data back. The first point of discussion will be on what ransomware is and how it directly affects us. Next, we will be discussing how most students are at risk of becoming a victim. And lastly, we'll be discussing how to prevent yourself from becoming a victim of ransomware. People are probably wondering, what is ransomware? Well, my main point that I'm trying to make here is, according to the CSOonline.com, ransomware is defined as a form of malware that encrypts a victim's files, and the attacker then demands a ransom payment in order for the victim to get their files back. I'm going to go ahead and translate that to English. All that means is a computer hacker, let's just say, hacks into your computer or into your software, hacks all your information, all your credit card, debit card information, FAFSA information, a bunch of stuff like that, and holds them hostage basically until they get money for it. One of the most common ransomware attacks that uses spam email is called CryptoLocker. According to Cofense.com, CryptoLocker ransomware has been estimated to have affected about 500,000 computers. They also stated that this ransomware was sent out with hidden zip files attached to spam emails. It is important to note that most college students do work on their computers and access information about their education via email, especially now due to COVID. As college students, we keep some really important personal documents on our computers, and our universities have important files to document our progress as students. If student information or personal data were to be encrypted by a cyber criminal, both student and university would not have access to the data on the device until they have paid a ransom. And even then, it is not certain that you'll get your data back. Most of these people are this is as brief as I can put it. They're lowlifes. You go and you play their little game of, okay, I have your data hostage. You have to pay me money. You pay them your money, and still they won't go ahead and just release your information back to you. And God knows what they will do again and again and again to keep doing this. Another recent example of this ransomware attack includes Michigan State University. Oh, this was an interesting one that I read. According to edscoop.com, in May of 2020, Michigan State University was infected with a strand of NetWalker malware. The cyber criminals stole sensitive data from the university and threatened to have it published if the school didn't pay a ransom. This goes to show how important it is to be aware of this growing issue and prevent yourself from becoming a victim. There are many different ways to help prevent becoming a victim of ransomware. The first and most important way to avoid becoming a victim is to always keep your computer updated to ensure that you're running the most up-to-date secure system. Another important thing to keep in mind is to always back up your data so you won't be at risk of losing your data files if you ever do get infected. Lastly, make sure to use an antivirus software. They scan and detect viruses from being downloaded and prevent malware from being installed. With that being said, now that we have discussed what ransomware is, how it spreads, and how we are at a potential risk to becoming victims, hopefully you all learned how this directly affects each and every single one of us as college students. I encourage all of you to follow the steps that I just discussed to prevent yourself and our classmates from becoming victims of ransomware.